Good evening. This is Beth from Always and Forever, and I got chosen to do the live tonight, not because of my live skills, but because I am the one with the special guest. I am here with Mr. Rapper. Can you say hi? You say hi? I know, he is so cute. And he is having a quick sleepover tonight because tomorrow we are headed to Iowa State to get a cardiology consult to take care of his pulmonary stenosis. Rapper, if you guys remember, he came to us. He is one of the tarp puppies, and came to us after him and his siblings were found all wrapped up in a plastic tarp on a 100-degree day, which is just horrible in itself. However, upon his examination, little Rapper was found to have a 6 out of 6 heart murmur, which is pretty much as bad as it gets. And in a dog so young, it's usually a few different choices of things, but for his, he has a valvular stenosis, which means the valve that his heart pumps his blood from his heart to his lungs. That valve is really small and stiff. So when the blood pumps, his heart has to work super hard to get it through that little narrow opening. Normally with those valves, they have a couple leaflets that come together and then open up, but his are probably really stiff. Maybe they didn't open up all the way or some other kind of congenital thing. So they're really stiff. So when the blood pumps through, there's no opening up to let it through. It stays that way. So, but seriously, I know you got your little whammy and you're so cute. So that means that we are off to Iowa State. He already got an ultrasound, so we were able to get it diagnosed, and now we need to find somebody to treat it. For their treatment, what they do in an ideal world, I believe they do it through another vessel, and then what they do is put a little, in that narrow spot, they put a balloon, just like they would a person, and they open that valve up and stretch it so it functions better, just more efficiently, and then he can go on to live a more puppy happy existence, right? So not many little puppies are on blood pressure medication, but he is. Takes a very small dose of atenolol, which is a beta blocker, and what that does is relax his vessel walls and decrease his blood pressure, so his heart doesn't have to work so very hard to get the blood pumping to the rest of his body. If this was not treated, it actually eventually would lead to several complications, and he would not be with us very long. So off to Iowa State we go to see a cardiologist tomorrow morning. We leave early. I'm going to go to Judy's house, and Judy and I are going to head to Iowa State and get him taken care of. They won't take him in to treat him right away, but they will examine him. Hopefully we can get an appointment for him for that getting treated, and they'll look at his scans and go from there and make a plan. But for now, he is on the twice-a-day blood pressure medication. As you can see, he is very sweet. He has been a wonderful house guest. He just sits quietly and lays on the couch. He really does not at this point have any major symptoms of that valve dysfunction. If he did, it would be kind of like a shortness of breath or potential symptoms of heart failure. He's a tired little puppy, but that just might be a matter of being a puppy. That murmur is very, very audible. I don't know that I even have to put my ear all the way to his body to hear it, which is a little unnerving in such a young puppy, but that's why we're going to get him fixed. As you can see, we do have a fundraiser for this. The valvuloplasty itself is probably around $8,000. I don't know if that includes the scan or the echo that he already got in the cardiologist consult, but that's about what we're looking at. I know that it seems like a lot of money, It really does. Well, you know what? It doesn't seem like it. It is. It is a lot of money. $8,000 is a lot of dollars. It's just hard to think that he is just weeks old and has something that we can fix. Like, this is something that hopefully we can get in there and fix, and he can live a long, happy life. I just can't fathom not fixing it, because the other option is letting him go and letting him die. And I mean, he's got a long life ahead of him. We just can't do it. No, we cannot. So anyway, little wrapper. So off to Iowa State tomorrow we go, early in the morning. He has a 1 o'clock appointment, I believe. We're hoping to get there around noon. Get going early. And however long it takes, we shall sit there with him and wait. And then we'll snuggle him all the way home. And then eventually back to his foster. But as you can see, he is a darling puppy. He's a sleepy little puppy. But, you know, I just want to get in there and fix that little ticker of his and get him moving on to his wonderful life. He already had a hard start. I don't know how somebody wraps up a bunch of beautiful puppies and puts them in a tarp in 100 degrees and just dumps them. But after surviving that and finding a foster and getting him as healthy as we can, we just can't let this be the end of his story. We can't. He was able to overcome literally being thrown in the trash, thrown out. And he's a good boy. We just got to get his little heart fixed. So again, off we go tomorrow. We're excited that we, you know, have the ability and are willing to take him and get him taken care of. It is a commitment. It is a monetary commitment. It is a time commitment. But this little guy, he is worth it. And we just want him to be able to go on and live a happy puppy existence. As you can see, he's pretty comfortable right now. Yes, you are. He is so snuggly. So snuggly. As far as I know, all his other siblings have checked out. It is something he was born with, but it doesn't seem to be anything that a genetic defect that any of the other dogs have. More than likely, it was just something that didn't quite develop all the way in the womb. And now we just need to get in there and help that ticker along. I'm going to see if you guys have any questions. But anyway, so we go tomorrow. We go to Iowa State. He goes to see a cardiologist. I actually don't know if it is a cardiologist or like an interventional radiologist. And in an ideal world, we'll get that appointment made and get that consult made, and then he will head out another day to get that fixed, which means a special little balloon gets inserted and opened up, and he'll stretch out that valve so it doesn't have to make his heart work so very hard to get blood pumped to the rest of the body. That is he might be sleeping here, but his little ticker is working very, very hard to get the proper amount of blood through that tiny immovable hole right now. And what we want to do is make it a little bigger and a little more flexible so his heart does not have to work so hard. Unfortunately, if we didn't get it fixed, it would eventually kill him. And his is really, really severe. You can have it to different varying degrees. His just happens to be really, really severe. So it's got to be done, doesn't it, buddy? I know, you very sweepy puppy. But he's been a wonderful house guest. He's very interested in my other dog, but in just the sweetest way. And they met a little bit and did well, and now he is just resting. I'm sure it's a little scary being away from his foster and taking road trips today and doing all the things. But as you can see, he is now ready to be tucked in for the night. But I just wanted to ask for your prayers for tomorrow and for our trip to Iowa State, and for all the doctors and everybody else who consults on him, and his foster, who I'm sure is just worried about him, and just his little body and his little heart that it just keeps on holding on so that we can get that fixed and he can have better blood flow, which means more energy and just a healthier life all the way around. He's so very special, as you can see. And from going from being thrown out to now having a pretty severe heart defect, that's a pretty hard start, but we can get him through it, and then he will be a happy little puppy. So just wanted to give you guys an update on this very special guy. More than likely, we'll put some updates tomorrow as he sees the cardiologist in Iowa, and hopefully we can have a true plan and a date where we can get him taken care of. You're not even going to wake up? You're not even going to wake up for these people? He really isn't. We went for a little walk outside, and he had his dinner and his blood pressure medication, and he is just as sleepy can be. Aren't you? Okay, buddy. So we are going to let him rest, and we will update you tomorrow, whether it be from the doctor's office or from the road after the doctor's office. We'll just keep you updated. And thank you guys so much for praying for this little guy. Oh, I know, we gotta snuggle on in. We gotta snuggle on in with your lammy. Yes, we do. He will take every bit of those prayers. Yes, he will. But thank you so much for joining us. It is just a little short but sweet update. Please be praying for our little buddy and Iowa State people and the cardiologists, that they know exactly what to do and when to do it, and we can get this little guy taken care of. We hope you have a wonderful evening, and thank you guys so very much. Good night. I know, you're so beautiful. Yes, you are. Night-night, buddy.